There is nothing like the feeling of unpacking and sleeping in your own bed after you've been away. But let's be honest, coming home and getting back into your day-to-day routine can be a bit of a letdown. So I thought we would take you along on resetting our home after being at the little house in South Carolina. But also, to start the video, we're going to share some time that we spent in South Carolina. Welcome, friends, to the channel Frugal Money Saver. My name is Emmy. My husband's Paul. We are so happy you have joined us today. We've missed you. For those of you who may be new here, we own a small second home in the North Myrtle Beach section of South Carolina. My parents bought the house around 1981, 82, somewhere around there. After they passed, the house was willed to Paul and I, and we upkeep the house. We use it as a vacation home, and we also use it as an investment. We looked up what my parents paid back then and what it's worth now, and it's increased about 430%. So sometimes real estate is a really good investment. The other good thing about the little house is it costs a minimal amount of money to upkeep it every month, and then every other year or so we do a big project, like we've redone the floors, we put a new roof on, got a new HVAC, stuff like that. Just some background info for those of you who may not know about our little house in South Carolina. We're going to start out this video at the little house showing you a small grocery haul, but we also do go out to eat sometimes while we are down there. It is vacation. So let's see what's going on at the little house in South Carolina. We thought it would be fun to show you some of the food we bring on vacation, what we bought, and kind of like what we do while we're here at the little house. So first, let's start in the back of things we brought home. We split the trip up into 2 days. We did pack sandwiches for the drive down to have for dinner, and we did have some bagels for breakfast in the morning. I also had made those strawberry muffins that you saw in, I think, the last video. So we had those for breakfast as well. And I also bought mayonnaise because this was on sale for $1.99 at home. So I made sure I bought it and put it in my pantry. When the tuna was $1 a can, I bought 2 of these at home. Annie's, when we were in Lancaster, were $1 a box for the organic pasta, mac and cheese. I'm sorry about Dixie. She's all over. So we got 2 boxes of that. We did grab a bag of Lay's. They were on sale $1.99 at Stop and Shop before we left. I had toasted crackers that we bought for snacking here at the house. This again was in the pantry. And this, 75% off at CVS after Easter, and I put it away to take down, and now we're here, and it's just fun to throw a couple little pieces in for the guys when we go to the beach. I love Publix. I think their produce is beautiful. We bought a giant head of romaine to put the lettuce on our sandwiches for lunchtime. Perfect, or BLT. We also got 1 tomato. I didn't get a ton of produce because we'll get that as we go along. We got some no salt added turkey breast from the deli at Publix because honestly, I wasn't thrilled with the way Walmart's deli meat looked. And then, oh my gosh, I was so happy. This was my perks from Publix because it was my anniversary. Once a year, they give me a free bouquet. Those of you who have Publix know this. What a beautiful Mother's Day blessing. Mother's Day is in 2 days. So just look at this, completely 100% free. So that was great. So that's what we got at Publix. And then we went to Walmart. I did get milk for the week, eggs, some sliced Swiss cheese. We got butter. We got bacon, We got something we have not eaten in how many years, Paul?
I have no idea what this is going to taste like.
After sourdough. But we thought this would just be great because I'm not going to bake while we're here. I'm being honest. It's a little vacation for Mama too. The guys love this bread. So that was a treat. I picked up some bananas. We needed some mustard for sandwiches. We got some peanut butter. We got some blackberry jam and some dates. So kind of similar to what we eat at home, a little more snacky food, I would say. We eat breakfast at home, lunch, usually if we're out, we pack sandwiches, definitely. And then dinner, we kind of play by ear. And we also do eat out some nights. So just a small haul. We just got here to start us off. This is what we eat when we eat in. We have got some pasta with sauce, grated cheese, a little garlic bread, salad. This is so easy, economical. My beautiful free flowers. And this is our view while we're eating. So this is always the best view ever. Look at that. And now we thought we'd share some fun decor updates. The house is not huge, so we kind of have to keep the flow of it cohesive. The kitchen flows right into the living room, into the hallway, into the bedrooms, so the palette is kind of the same. So we just wanted to show you a little decor update and the dishes we had bought last time, what we did with those. We found some accessory pieces. And then right after that short segment, we're going to show you what we do for free while we're there. Walking on the beach, watching nature, going to a place called Barefoot Landing where they have free entertainment and you get sweet treats for free. So let's take a peek. One of the things Paul had made me for the little house here is a collage of pictures from when my parents had the home back in the 80s and it was a farm, and he took an old window frame and he put the pictures with glass in there, and we've got some beautiful pictures of shells around it. So this is what the wall looks like. You're getting a little bit of glare, but you get the idea. It's beautiful. Now we've been looking for something very similar to this frame for a while now. And when we were in Lancaster, we found it.
So we were looking for another window that we could have mirrors in it instead of pictures to kind of go with the flow of the house. And this is what we found. This is actually individual mirrors replacing the original glass. Look at that. That's great. Somebody took their time building this. This is a real old window, just like the one I built with the photos in it. And what I did was I added the ties to it and the wire so we can hang it and see what it looks like. We found this in a thrift store in Smoketown or Ronks, I think it was.
Yeah, Pennsylvania.
Here it is. Can't wait to see what it looks like on the wall.
On our last trip down, we were looking for some new plates. The store is called Restore. It's a secondhand shop, and we found these plates. The little shell with the flower, beautiful. The pattern was Newport Town and Country by Gorham. They were perfect, exactly what we wanted. And they also came with little salad plates, and I think we paid $2 a plate. Could not find bowls that matched this pattern. We went online, I looked at Replacement Limited, eBay. The bowls were so expensive. The other day we went back to the Restore store, and I don't know if you can see these. The lighting is not great here. Let's try this. These are the same cream color, same smooth. And if you look at the rim, that brown is the same exact as the outer layer of this one. So these matched perfectly. There's only 4 of them, and they were $1 a piece. Sculptura. They were made in Japan, so I'm gonna have to go online and see if I can get maybe 4 more. But at $1 a piece, these were such a bargain. So at least we have 4 bowls now. And if you look online, these plates, this set is very expensive, and we find things in secondhand stores all the time. So we have these beautiful dishes now, cost us barely anything. These were $1 a bowl again. So pretty. So just a great way if you're looking for some new dinnerware. Make sure you take them home and scrub them really well, of course. And beautiful. We are at the shoreline of the Atlantic Ocean in South Carolina. Look what we are finding. And yes, no worries, they are completely empty. We would never take them if they weren't. So they are not alive. Look at these beautiful shells. So we're going to keep looking. Beautiful day here in South Carolina. Look at this. Oh my gosh, it's like a treasure hunt. We went into a little store called We Are Sweets, and we were able to see how they made their saltwater taffy. What a wonderful and fun experience. After they were completely finished making the taffy, stretching it out, wrapping it, they threw out pieces of the taffy for free, and everyone got samples. Just a wonderful free little activity to do. There was also free music that you could just sit by the water and listen to. So we hope you enjoyed coming along with us on some of the days down at the little house. Now we are back to reality. Everything has come to life outside. It looks like a jungle out there. We have barely any fresh food in the fridge, so we need to do a food haul. I need to get into the kitchen and bake some bread, do some food prep, and unfortunately, Paul needs to get outside and tame the jungle. Now we're just going to share what we're up to outside, what we're up to inside, and I also tried something new. Walmart delivery. There is a Walmart up the line from us that now delivers to our area. This is totally new to us. So I'm going to put that in there as well so you can see. So let's see what Paul is up to and what I'm up to into the kitchen, plus a food haul. Everything was so overgrown when we got home. Paul had his work cut out for him, trimming bushes, mowing the lawn. Everything had basically sprung into life while we were gone. Our wisteria bush was completely out of control. It had just sprouted these tendrils everywhere. I looked deep inside and I was able to find some of the faded blossoms. Our pears are definitely growing beautifully. We have a pear tree that we get quite an abundance of pears off of. While Paul was busy working outside, I got busy in the kitchen. We needed fresh bread. Raya, my sourdough starter, needed to be fed. And of course, she never fails me. We had a delicious sourdough loaf the next day, just absolutely gorgeous. And I also had some sourdough discard that needed to be used up. So what I did was I made some sourdough hamburger rolls for dinner. It was such an easy recipe, and I just gave them a quick egg wash, sprinkled some sesame seeds on them, and they were pure perfection. We were able to eat them with some hamburgers and just delicious. The sesame seeds I used, I had bought on clearance, $2.49. Store them in the freezer. And as you can see, this recipe was a total win. Here is our food haul. Now, some of the items back here are from Walmart delivery. Compared some of their prices to Stop and Shop, and some of the items were better and some weren't. So I'll show you that, and I'll show you what we got at Stop and Shop. So let's start with Stop and Shop first. 5 pounds of russet potatoes were $2.50. Walmart was actually more expensive than that. I got a 3-pack of romaine hearts, which look really good, and they were $3.50. I got beautiful sweet potatoes. We've been eating a lot of those. Those are so yummy. I think they were, my gosh, for the 4 of them, I believe it was around $2. So, and they're beautiful. I did get some organic baby spinach and the organic baby arugula. These were $2.50 a package. And I'm going to say it again. People say to me, oh, but healthy food is so expensive. But then they have no trouble spending $100 to eat out. You kind of have to prioritize what's important. We did get a bunch of meat because it was such a great sale. The grass-fed beef 80/20, which we prefer, a little over $5 a pound. Half a pound feeds both of us. So that's $2.50 worth of ground beef a meal. So that is just such a great deal. And they also had their organic chicken breasts on sale. Those were $5.99 a pound. So we got 2 of those. That is our little Stop and Shop haul. Now, from Walmart, what we found were really good prices. I got the 4 pounds of oranges, and they were just about $4, I think. I got 2 avocados. One I'm okay with, and one I have to say, this is why I don't always like home delivery, and I even asked them to please pick freshest fruit and vegetables. This is a little soft and it's bruised, but it's okay. They were 79 cents a piece. That is cheaper than Stop and Shop. I did get the organic white mushrooms. Again, it's very, very warm here, so I took these out of the fridge and they're steaming. Not the best quality. They were $2.50 a package. Just, whatever. It's fine. I did get 2 bananas. When we were at the little house, I ate a lot of salads, and I loved having the black olive. And I'm like, why don't I ever get them at home? So I got a can of the reduced sodium black olives, I got 1 English cucumber. I got bacon. We eat the uncured bacon, and this was definitely cheaper at Walmart. And the President Feta was $3.88, which was definitely cheaper at Walmart. And then our grass-fed milk was under $6, which again, great price for that. So these items were definitely cheaper at Walmart. Not 100% thrilled with the quality of the produce. I have to say, I think I like picking my own produce out. So just a little reset grocery haul because we ate all our fresh produce before we left. We still have a ton of meat in the freezer, but as far as like fresh produce and things like that, we needed to restock. I do have a whole bag of apples in there as well and carrots in the fridge still. So we're good. We are set on food. As you know, our freezer is full, our pantry. I got our money back on those mushrooms. When I opened them up, they were really not in good shape. Right onto my Walmart account, and I got my refund right then and there, and actually the mushrooms went into the compost. So that was great. I would definitely do it again. Maybe I will do a full haul. That would be kind of fun too. So now I've done some baking. Paul's cleaned up the outside, and we need a little bit of a sweet treat pick-me-up. It has been warm since we got home. It's been in the upper 80s and 90s. I wanted to share a recipe with you that I have been eyeing for a while. I will link the woman's Instagram post to this recipe down below. I did not follow it completely the same. This is where I got the idea, so I always like to give credit. I'll leave that down below. But this was so yummy, delicious, all really good ingredients. Let's turn this camera around and get into the kitchen. This is something that I have been wanting to try, and we are going to do this together today. I have the windows open, so you may hear some birds chirping, and I have the overhead fan because it's about 90 here. So in this little cup, I have about 2 tablespoons of milk, just some natural peanut butter, some vanilla. I have some dates, about 6 ounces, 1 medium apple, and a cup of dark chocolate chips. This is what I used. These are so good. They were on sale a while back, and I got a bunch of bags. 60% cacao, so that's really good. First thing I'm going to do is soak my dates in hot water. Now, if your dates have pits in them, make sure you take them out. And if your date has that hard little end on the bottom, make sure you remove that as well. So we're just going to pour that hot water over the dates. Just make sure they're covered, and we're going to let them sit for about 20 minutes. I covered a rimmed cookie sheet with parchment paper, and now I'm going to take this cup of the dark chocolate chips and I'm going to melt them. I'm going to do mine over the stove. If you have some coconut oil, maybe add a little bit to it, but I never do. I just melt them like this over very low heat. I melted the chocolate over low heat, stirring constantly. You can see how beautiful and glossy this is. Now what we're going to do is just going to spread it on our parchment paper. We're not looking for a definitive shape here, just like maybe an oblong. Once you've done that, we're going to stick it in the freezer for 20 minutes. I have about 5 minutes left on the milk chocolate in the freezer, and I have the dates that I need to drain. I put the dates into my food processor, and I'm going to add the 2 tablespoons of milk. Plug that in, and we're just going to pulse this till I make a paste. The chocolate froze beautifully. Now I've got our date mixture in here, and I'm just going to spread this date mixture right over the chocolate. Dates are so sweet naturally, and they are just So versatile. I made my chocolate layer very thin, but by all means you could have made it thicker. Now I'm taking a little bit of my natural peanut butter, and we're just going to put a little of that around. Not too much, just to give it a little delicious salty twist to it. Make sure you get all the way to the edges with that flavor. I took our apple and I left the skin on and diced them. And I'm just gently pressing them in. I'm going to place this in the freezer now for about 30 minutes. This chilled for 30 minutes. Oh my goodness, it breaks right apart. Look at this. Lift it and you can cut it into whatever size shapes. Definitely store it in the refrigerator. It is so warm here, it's melting on me already. It's in the 90s today here in New York. This is a win. I'm going to give it a taste. I'm going to give some to Paul. We'll let you know. Did any of you catch my mistake in that video? Totally forgot to add the vanilla. Thank goodness it didn't need it, but I totally left it out. I don't know why. I turned around, was starting to put everything away and wash dishes, and there's the vanilla still sitting there. Oh well, it's live TV, right? So anyway, that was so yummy. We stored it in the freezer, and the only thing was the peanut butter never got firm. It was still kind of a little sticky. I'm not sure why it just never firmed up like the chocolate did and the dates, but what a yummy little treat. We broke it up into pieces, stored it in the freezer. You can put it in the refrigerator, of course. Consume it in a couple days though because of the apples, but it was so good. Give that one a try. Well, we thank you so much for basically sharing the last couple of weeks with us here on the channel. Just letting you know what we're up to. We are back down, just FYI, to 60 degrees today. I've got sweatpants, socks, shoes on, totally different. Hopefully the warm weather will return next week, they said. So that's a good thing. Today's question of the day. It's going to start getting warm. You know I spend a lot of time in the kitchen, as many of you do. Share with us your favorite warm weather snack, meal, salad, something that when the weather gets warm, you know you have a tried and true standby. Share with us something that you love to eat because it not only encourages Paul and I, but our viewers as well. And we thank you so much for that. Please take a minute and give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit that notification bell. Throughout the summer, our videos may be a little bit sporadic, but you know I always let you know when one's coming out. If you have that notification bell, click to all. You'll never miss one. We ask you to be well. We ask you to be safe. And above all, we wish you blessings. Until our next video, may God richly bless you.